Hello, my name is Girts and I'm self-proclaimed visionary of Erica Synths, and we are here today in Sweetwater studio to talk a little bit about our latest instrument, the Bullfrog synthesizer. As you see, it comes in two sizes, regular one and XL, because the Bullfrog has a specific purpose. Bullfrog was developed in collaboration with Richie Hawtin, and the idea came to our mind like independently. We wanted to have something lasting, something that will outlive us and pass our knowledge to next generations. So we created a synthesizer specifically for education. And the idea is to have a synthesizer which pulls together different disciplines. I myself have a teacher's background. I worked in school as a physics, math, and science teacher for 5 years, early 90s. What I realized that most of the time, science subjects, they are kind of self-contained, and they end with those formulas which just occasionally have real-life applications. Together with Richie, we realized that music is a thing that actually pulls together science, arts, creativity, and allow people to self-express them through music. But to do that, you need some knowledge. You need some background both in music technology and basically in how synthesizers work. Therefore, we created Bullfrog synthesizer. The idea is to have very clearly defined step-by-step sound creation process, meaning every part of the synthesizer specifically covers certain part of sound physics. Color coding of the synthesizer specifically reflects all three parameters of sound. Blue is for pitch, green is for timbre, and red is for amplitude. And then we have all bunch of modulation signals which allow to create sound and dive deeper in how sounds are actually created in synthesizers. We have small version and we have big version for a teacher. Big version has similar interface, but it has a few more features like oscilloscope to actually see what's going on in a synthesizer when some things are altered, which makes much easier to explain and for kids much easier to get how the sound is created, because when you have visual reference what's going on, it makes like huge difference and it's easier to memorize. Also, color coding is good in a way that kids with today's attention span, they can get lost in user interface of conventional synthesizer, but with color coding, it's easy. You just say, well, blue buttons make change in pitch, for instance. Also, which sets Bullfrog apart is that there is a fact that it's fully modular synthesizer, meaning it does not make sound on its own unless you start patching. And this again makes easier to explain what exactly each part of the synthesizer does. Because typically when you have pre-patched semi-modular synthesizer or like regular synthesizer, students can easily get lost in a way how sound is created. Let's try to patch up something. So, like I said earlier, this is Bullfrog is fully modular synthesizer, so you have to patch it in order to make sound. So, if we take sound from a mixer and put it into VCA, blue knobs alter the pitch of the sound. Let's introduce green knob, which will alter the timbre of the sound. Let's,
「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「 」 「
and red knob is for amplitude. And obviously you have a whole bunch of modulation sources, 2 envelope generators which can be looping or free running, which means you can turn them into LFO. You have sample and hold section, you have a mixer section, and you have a wave shaping section. When it comes to the big one, it's always easier to visualize things by showing them on the screen. So here we have square wave going into the VCF, and here you can see how filter turns square wave into sine wave. And the interface of the big one is exactly same of the small one. To make Bullfrog even more fun and playable, we have a trick under our sleeves, voice cards, which add some extra functionality to the synthesizer. For example, we have a sequencer voice card which instantly turns the Bullfrog into the groove box. Let's patch it in. Or we have a sampler looper voice card, which can record speech or any sounds from synthesizer, add some ring modulation, and so.
Welcome to Sweetwater sounds. 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 Welcome to Sweetwater sounds.
And on the Bullfrog XL, I have an acid baseline voice card developed together with Richie Hawtin, who's one of incarnations is Plastic Man. So this voice card instantly turns the synthesizer into acid baseline synthesizer. What we believe that using Bullfrog in music lessons, both kids and teachers will benefit by showing how science turns into music and how easy actually is to explain how sounds are created in synthesizers, how beautiful can music technology be when it's turned into the music. So if you have any questions about Bullfrog synthesizers, don't hesitate to call your Sweetwater sales engineer and they will explain everything. Thank you for being with us.